Okay, so the light is not great and I cannot turn on my fairy lights because this room has kind of been overtaken by spiders and I'm kind of too scared to go onto the beam to press the button, not gonna lie. This is super weird for me. I've taken a month break. I didn't mean to, it just sort of happened. I've been super busy, and when it sort of hit the 2/3 week mark and I knew I had a week left of what I was doing, which is the reason I've been gone, I was like, do you know what? Don't stress about making videos. You've had a month off, you will have had a month off. Let's just take it and we'll restart again when you've got some more time. The situation is, I've been in a show where we've been rehearsing and performing the last month. I was in the Heights. A couple of you guys came to see it, and that meant a lot to me. And I had the best time doing the show. In the Heights has always been one of my favourite musicals, like since it came out. So to be able to perform it in London, we were doing it at the Stockwell Playhouse, which was off West End, just kind of near Victoria, and that was really cool for me. I was playing Carla. It's split cast, so I did 2 shows, and I loved it. Honestly, I've had the best time. I also costume designed it, and I sound really tired. That's because I was at the hospital this morning having my infusion. So I got kind of sick in the first week of rehearsals, which threw off my filming schedule. Not that one particularly exists. And then I was just so busy. I've got so much stuff to prepare for university. I go back this weekend. So literally my life for the last month has been hectic. It's been filled with just rehearsing in London every day, leaving the house at 8 in the morning, not getting back till 8:30, 9 at night, collapsing in bed, going to sleep, and then repeating it all again. And then obviously for the last week has been shows, and so it's been really mental. So I don't really have a lot of time now because I have a lot to prepare for going back to uni next week, and I've got my cousin's wedding on Sunday, which I'm singing at and stuff. So it's just been very crazy. So that's why I haven't made videos, and I'm really sorry for taking that break. But I'm hopeful now that I can sort my life out, get my life together, and have an actual uploading schedule because I realised in my break just how much I missed doing this and how much of like a big part of my life filming and doing YouTube is, and so I really don't want to be gone for this long ever again, really. If you guys will have me back, I'm happy to return. So what I wanted to talk about in this video, a few things. I did actually film a making tea video maybe 1 or 2 weeks into the rehearsal process, and then never got around to uploading it or editing it or anything like that. So I'm going to talk about some of the things I mentioned in that. I want to talk about superheroes, and most specifically female superheroes. I want to talk about a little bit about my health, because I always do in these videos, and then I want to talk about confidence and the future. I feel like all my videos go in the same direction whenever I sit down in front of a camera and I'm like, let's talk about things. Somehow we always end up at the future. So I'm going to talk about these things. I'm also going to talk about I will mention Harry Potter in this, because obviously Harry Potter is such a part of my life that like I can't not mention it whenever I talk about these things. But obviously this isn't a Harry Potter focused video, so sorry if you're new around here and wanted a Harry Potter focused video. Most of my videos are, but I very occasionally will do these making tea videos. Usually I'll have a cup of tea, although in the last couple ones I've neglected that aspect, so really it's just me chatting for a while. So without further ado, I'm just going to start with superheroes. So since starting rehearsing for the show, me and Connor, Connor's my boyfriend, has always been really into superheroes and comics. I recently got into them as well, and I've been reading Spider-Gwen. I finished that actually, and I'm starting to read Spider-Verse stuff, ready for the new Spider-Verse film that's coming out, the animated film that's coming out in December 14th, which I'm very excited about. Basically, if you have been following me on my other social medias and stuff, you'll know that I'm like not in great health. A lot of nonsense, I just have a long-term condition. I have Crohn's disease, so this year's been a real struggle for me, and I've recently started, at the beginning of summer I started going to the gym a lot, and now I'm really focused on getting strong. I would really love to start powerlifting, and this all links. I realise at the moment this is just weird tangents. So when I started reading superhero comics, I didn't know that there were as many female superheroes as there actually are. Obviously I was aware of Wonder Woman. I ended up watching Wonder Woman the film for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and oh my god, I loved it. It was amazing. But basically seeing female superheroes like Spider-Gwen and Silk and Spider-Woman, particularly in the crossover comics with them, was so cool, and it came at a really important part of my life that I just wanted to talk about, because while I'm in this quest to get as strong as I can, it was really inspiring to see, to like gain knowledge about more female superheroes. And as I watched Wonder Woman and was reading these comics, I really wished I'd known about them when I was younger, and I wish they'd been more popular when I was younger, because had I had that exposure, I think I would have felt a lot stronger, and I would have felt like I was able to be a lot stronger. I know obviously there are, they're making attempts to bring female superheroes back into the, the mainstream, and I really want that to be successful, because I really can't overstate the importance of seeing that level of representation in superhero films. I've always liked superheroes. I've enjoyed Marvel films. I've never really been much of a DC person, but I've always watched the films. Is that a spider down there? Here it is. Okay, I'll just keep an eye on it. It was never like a big part of my life, because I didn't personally see anyone that I related to that much. Like, I thought it was really cool, but I thought it wasn't for me. And now I realise that actually, like, it is. Like, obviously you don't need to see, I think, like, you can be a girl that just loves Batman or Superman or Spider-Man, or, the comic book character of your choice. And I do love Spider-Man. He is probably my favourite superhero next to Spider-Gwen. But seeing girls doing these amazing things has been really eye-opening. I know it's like really basic, and like loads of people, like, everyone's like, yeah, obviously, whatever, it's not a big deal, but I just can't overstate the importance of this sort of representation. And I'd love a Spider-Gwen film, and if they make a Spider-Gwen film, please cast me. I know I'm not blonde, but I can wear a wig, and like, I can't really do any tricks, but like, I'm fairly flexible. Like, I could learn to backflip off a building. Like, I'll learn for Spider-Gwen. So I just wanted to talk about that, because that's like a new aspect of my life that I've now got going on, this whole quest to be strong and my fitness journey, and that has been mentally assisted by the introduction of female superheroes in my life. So if you want some empowerment, and if you want to feel badass and see some really cool superheroes that are, females, I would definitely recommend reading the comics. I use the Marvel Unlimited app, or the Marvel app, to buy comics, / you can pay like $5.99 a month. It's kind of like Netflix but for comics, which is really cool. Or if I'm in London and I can go to Forbidden Planet when a comic I need is coming out, I'll buy the physical copy. This isn't sponsored, but if they do want to sponsor me, then I will happily take up that sponsorship. Just wanted to mention it because it's important, and if any of you guys read comics, let me know in the comments, because it's just something I was aware was like a thing, but it didn't affect me before, but now obviously it does, because reading comics is now like a big part of my life. Especially I found that when I'm really depressed or disassociating, I find it really hard to read books, and then I feel more depressed and disassociative with the fact that I can't read books and enjoy books, which is a big part of my life. But comics, I found, are so quick and easy to read. I can just read the whole thing in 20 minutes, and I've read a whole story. Like, I've read it's like I've read a part of a story, and it feels I get a sense of accomplishment finishing comics like you would a book, and you also get the pleasure of reading. And so that was, it just all round, I would recommend reading comics. I think it's cool, and I think it can only be a good thing. I wanted to talk a bit about like confidence and anxiety and things. I've been feeling pretty much on one level on the mental health scale. I've been kind of disassociative, not gonna lie, for the whole of this sort of like rehearsal process and doing the show, which I'm gonna feel sad about later, because I won't have the actual feelings that I should have had while I was doing it. But at the moment I'm chill, it's cool, whatever. However, some things that I want to talk about, like, I've filmed so many of these videos that I haven't edited and uploaded that I don't know what I've actually spoken about that's made it onto the internet. So briefly touching on sort of like this confidence thing, being confident within a fandom, because I'm in the Cursed Child fandom, for example. This is the easiest way I can relate to / make an analogy of, and the Cursed Child fandom does have a lot of drama in it, whether it be online or like personal, because obviously it's a small community of people that are constantly seeing the show. And while I haven't really been involved in dramas that have happened in the past, I just want people to be more aware of how they're making others feel, both with their actions and their words. Even if it's just being at stage door and shooting people looks that are going to make them feel uncomfortable, and cause them anxiety, or subtweeting and stuff. Now, like, I'm a big subtweeter, like I have done subtweeting in the past, and I don't advocate it because it just starts problems. But in any fandom, and especially now with the current state of the world, guys, we're all here to love like one thing, whether that be superheroes, Harry Potter, Star Wars, whether you're really into like, I don't know, growing carrots and there's a fandom for that. Everyone needs to be more respectful and think so much more about what they're posting on the internet and what they're doing in person, because everyone deserves to have people be kind to them and to have people be respectful of their feelings. Now, there's a way about sharing your opinions without being a dick, and a lot of people just can't find that line. They're just crossing it here, there, and everywhere. Don't be a dick. Share your opinions in a respectful manner and think about the consequences of your actions. Just something I wanted to put out there, basically. Not even for anything for specific, and this isn't me being shady or trying to spill tea or whatever the hell people might interpret this as. This is literally just a PSA, because my Twitter feed is constantly full of like a dumpster fire of just shit being thrown at each other, and it's painful to watch and it's painful to be involved in, and we don't need it right now. No one in this planet needs it right now. We need to be as chill as possible and respectful as possible, because there is some real crazy stuff happening and really bad things happening, and we don't have the time or the mental capacity to be arguing about stupid, insignificant stuff when we could be focusing our discourse and our brain power on, you know, more relevant and more important things. So that's just a side thing that I wanted to mention, and the way that links into sort of like this whole confidence thing I've been having an issue with recently. I wanted to talk about confidence because being in the show where I felt like I was, you know, being appreciated by fellow cast members and stuff, just as a person and like with my performance, has been such an eye-opener for me, because a lot of the time I'm quite overlooked in life by peers and teachers and stuff, because I'm quite a quiet and introverted person. When I first meet people or when I'm put into certain situations that I'm not 100% comfortable with, and that has negatively impacted my progression in certain areas for a long time, and I feel like I was finally gaining back some confidence. And I know this kind of goes hand in hand with the mental health thing, but that confidence can get knocked really quickly by small things that happen. Like, I'm really looking forward to going back to uni, but I also know that going back to uni for me means being one of the least talented people in the room, and not ever, like, I do get good confidence boost at uni. Like, my singing teacher at uni is one of the best people. She has made me believe in myself more than almost any other teacher has, and that's one of my university highlights for me. But you're gonna, especially as I'm going into third year, I'm studying musical theatre, and I know that we've got a lot of masterclasses coming up with industry professionals, and I know that at some point I'm gonna maybe hear things that I don't like about myself, or I'm gonna get a lot of knockbacks, and I know that's gonna be a huge part of my life from now on as I become an adult trying to work as an actress, and I need to be okay with that, and I need to focus on keeping the confidence I've gained from positive experiences and not letting the negative experiences diminish that confidence. So they're more of a note to myself than anyone else, but maybe that might be relevant to you in whatever field you're doing at the moment or whatever stage in your life you're at. It's just something I wanted to mention. Again, I'm really sorry if I feel low energy. I have been at the hospital this morning getting my infusion. Usually I'll just sleep all day after I've had my infusion, but I've got things to do, so I can't do that today. And I'm going to the gym in half an hour. So, because I just like to torture myself apparently. So that's why, sorry, I know I didn't want my comeback video to be like really low energy, but this is just where I'm at the moment, so I'm deeply sorry. And the last thing I want to talk about is the future, which I've kind of touched on with the last comment. I'm entering a really, really mental year of my life. Like, starting next week, things are going to be really scary and really difficult, and then a lot of more things will change after this year is over. I'm worried about leaving uni because I love uni and I miss my house. I haven't been there in 4 months. I haven't been with my friends. I haven't been training, and I miss that. And I'm also worried about that ending. But I also know I'm about to have a really cool year full of really unique experiences and stuff. So, you know, obviously it swings and roundabouts as to how I feel about it. But what I want to say is, wherever you're at, it's fine. Like, it's going to be fine. I obviously have my own situations that are going to be happening this year. You guys have yours, but although I talk about the future a lot, I want to sort of stop imparting on my YouTube that like the future is this massive important thing, because whatever happens will happen and you'll get there, and it might not be the road that you think you're going to take, but you know, things will work out most of the time, probably, I hope. And I feel bad that I've been kind of talking about the future as if this is a big scary thing that is really awful on in most of my tea videos. I don't even know if I've posted the ones where I've mentioned about this, but you know, I am a mess right now and I'm trying to get organised. Sorting out my YouTube is part of that organisation that will happen. So anyway, I've been filming for 16 minutes and I need to cut this right down. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about why I've been gone and sort of show you where I am mentally right now. I was going to do a post on the community page on YouTube, but I would rather have made a video, because I feel like I can't convey how I'm feeling properly without giving you this face-to-face-ish interaction. And thank you so much if you've stayed around in this month I've been gone, because yeah, I did an Instagram live when I was at Cursed Child the other day, because apparently whenever I'm with Gemma we do Instagram lives, and loads of the questions were, when are you posting a new video? And I felt awful because I know it's been a really long time and I didn't want that to happen, but it has happened and I've made peace with it and we're going to move on. And what I would really love in the lead up especially to Fantastic Beasts coming out, because that is going to be such a huge thing in this fandom, and I'm so excited to know, have a lot of content ideas for when it's been released and for, you know, around that time. But please keep your suggestions coming, because I want to do more of what you guys want to see, because I'm easy breezy. I'll film anything, like as long as I get to talk to a camera and just do this, I'm fine, and it relaxes me and makes me feel great. And so I'd rather be doing something that you guys want to see. So yeah, let me know, and thank you so much again. Go check out Connor's channel. He's so close to 1,000 subscribers and his content is infinitely better than mine. He also hasn't posted in a month, but that's because he's been in the show with me and he's been living here, which has been so great. It's been amazing having Connor live with me, and we've both just been so busy, but we've been having a really good time, and so that's why he hasn't posted in that amount of time. But he'll be back and his channel is doing so well, so he really deserves to go and have some love given to it. Check out my social medias. I'm a lot more active on them than I am on YouTube, just because of convenience. And so yeah, thank you guys so much. This means a lot. And again, thank you if you came to see the show. I am aware of the people that came to see it. Like, I know some people didn't come and see me afterwards, but I saw if you posted on Snapchat or anything, so and I do really appreciate it. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.